believe that, I said it before, trials and tribulations are transportation for where you're going. Game one made us better. We didn't panic. We made plays. That's a heck of a basketball team that's extremely well coached, that has no quit in them. But we don't have any quit in us, also. The bottom line is we made the plays that we needed to make.
Well, a loss made us better, so says Mark Jackson, after the Warriors beat the Spurs at home 191 to tie the series. It was the Warriors' first win in San Antonio since February of 1997. Wow. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry combined for 56 of the Warriors' 100 points. Well, did last night prove that the Warriors are better than the San Antonio Spurs? Stephen A., I'll start with you first.
No, it didn't prove that they're better, just that they're playing better right now. That's the way I look at it. The Warriors are still a young team, still developing. They just have an elite backcourt, a backcourt for the ages as far as I'm concerned. I'm of the mindset that Mark Jackson has in terms of shooting. The ability for Steph Curry and this dude Thompson to shoot the ball the way that they shoot the ball. They may be one of the greatest duos shooting in the backcourt that I've ever seen. I mean, I can't think of two guys in the same backcourt. I've got to literally go back, and obviously it wasn't long range, Skip. You remember the days in the late 70s of Gus Johnson with Dennis Johnson and downtown Freddie Brown coming off the bench. It was something sensational. But downtown Freddie Brown was the only long range shooter. When you look at Steph Curry and Thompson, these dudes can just pull up from anywhere, and I got to tip my hat to them. They've been absolutely sensational. But when you look at the rest of the team, guys are doing their job and playing their position. But overall, it doesn't make them a better team than San Antonio. They're just playing better right now because San Antonio is mind-boggled over what they're seeing. They got tore up by Curry in Game 1, got tore up by Thompson in Game 2. Man scored 29 points in the first half, 7 3-pointers in the first half. They've given up 22 3-pointers in the first two games of this series. They didn't give up. They gave up 20 in the whole 4 games against the Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers can't shoot as well as these boys, but you get where I'm coming from. So I just look at it from the standpoint that combined with the fact that Thompson's defense on Tony Parker, very, very impressive. I'm looking at them. They're a bright, young team. But we haven't seen San Antonio's A game yet because San Antonio is busy trying to figure out how to stop these two kids.
Stephen A., I'm sorry. I tweeted in the third quarter of Game 1, Golden State looks like the better team. I'm a Spurs guy. You know it. My heart's with the Spurs. I tweeted last night at halftime, Golden State looks like the better team. Because you're right. They're playing so much better that I'm starting to wonder, Stephen A., are they just better because they're scoring so much more easily, especially at the rim? I'm not talking about the three-point shots. They're getting to the rim whenever they want to get to the rim against the Spurs. They're rebounding like demons. They continue to out-rebound the Spurs. They play better defense than the Spurs play. And, Stephen A., I tried to tell you. I tried and tried and tried. San Antonio, as good as they are, certainly on paper, and I loved them all the way up through February, they took their foot completely off that gas for the last 20 games of the year. And you've been around long enough to know that's a very dangerous way to end the year. I'm not talking about the last 5 games, 20 games. They lost 10 of them. They fell to the very bottom of the NBA. Last in the NBA, number 30 in three-point defense. Now you're going up against these guys? How lucky were my Spurs to draw a first-round bye against Kerry's Lakers, or what were left of the Lakers, the decimated Lakers? It told me nothing. So in Game 1, they come out, we're cool, we're the Spurs, we're at home, and they finally turned it on when they desperately had to, down 16 with 4 minutes left, and pulled off what Manu called last night after Game 2, an absolute miracle. It was a miracle. And then last night, Stephen A., didn't you think the Spurs, and you liked them last night, you liked them when I didn't, wouldn't you think they'd come out and step on the psychological throat of the Golden State Warriors, who were potentially deflated by the collapse of Game 1 down the stretch? What happened in the first quarter? They lost the first quarter, and then Klay Thompson turned them into clay pigeons, the Spurs. Clay pigeons in the second quarter, and they're down 19 at half because it's a microcosm of the way they finished the season. turn it on, then turn it completely off. Or we can turn it back on anytime we want to. So last night, they turned it on finally mid-third quarter. And they made a run. And with 4:23 left in the game, Manu finally made a three. His first 3 out of 6 that he shot for the night. 1 out of 6. And that cut it to 6 with 4:23 left. And then what happened? Steph Curry didn't hit a 3. Can we see this shot that he made in the lane? I don't know how he pulled it off, Stephen A. He spun home some shot up off the glass, falling sideways. And it was so incredible. I don't know how it went in. I don't think the Spurs knew how it went in. And that's when the Spurs just sit back and say, that's too good. We can't beat these guys. They are younger. They are hungrier. They're just a little better. And they're hotter, obviously. They are clicking, man. So now, again, do I think the Spurs can go win one game at Golden State? I do, because I've told Kerry before, I think they're better away from home. They just play a little, I don't know, a little tighter, a little more focused. They don't do this turn it on, turn it off. So maybe they can go win a game and extend the series, but I don't love it.
I'm going to tell you, I got a lot of people asking about the water.
The water?
Last night.
I tried several things last night. I tried
Hold on,
bedroom
y'all.
last
Hold on,
night.
y'all.
I tried listening from the bedroom. Didn't work.
Hold on, y'all. Listen to this, Skip. You have to learn to appreciate what greatness is in basketball. The reason why every team wants a great player is because they bring out great players tend to bring out the best in marginal players around them. That's what it is. If you're on the basketball court, Skip, and you got a line of people waiting for next, you want the best player, that's your money guy, that you can give the ball to come and save the day when all else fails. But it breeds confidence in you because you know you can take chances and be a little risque. Because if you mess up, this man's got you covered because he's that great. There's a reason that somebody, like, no matter what injuries he goes through, no matter what trials and tribulations he's experienced, there's a reason Dwayne Wade sits there smiling all the time. And Chris Bosh is having a good time. And the players are sitting there laughing, not last night because they were all business, but they're laughing and having a good time. When you got LeBron James, you don't have much to worry about because you're going to be covered. You're in Golden State. You have no expectations coming into the season. Relatively young team, second-year coach. Let's see what you got going on. Let's try it. Let's flow with it. Stephen Curry comes out there. He plays like an all-star. David Lee, he is an all-star. Come playoff time, they're the 6th seed. You're playing with house money. And all of a sudden, Stephen Curry starts boogieing on dudes and reminding the world of what he did to the New York Knicks when he dropped 54 on them at MSG a couple of months ago, and he's just raining terror on them. And then you got Klay Thompson, who's balling too. All of a sudden, you got guys that could go out there and take chances, Skip, because, again, they know they got these dudes. San Antonio's defense might look a bit out of whack. Do you know why, Skip? Because they're sitting there and they're preoccupied. They're distracted because there's no such thing as staying on your guy because, oh, my Lord, where is Steph? Where is Klay? They're just going to rain threes on them. Where are they? We got to find them. It's panic time because this is what they breed. That's what the game of basketball is. That's what goes down. When you've got dudes that are marksmen, it's one thing when you got somebody going to the hole, he might dunk on you. Yeah, that's a little bit easy. That's a little bit easy to focus on. But when you got two dudes that are guards, that are running all over the place, behind picks and screens, running on the baseline, running out to the wing, pulling up from 30, okay? And it's going in, not even touching the rim, just the bottom of the net. They will petrify you. And it opens everything up. Because, again, you can't be just preoccupied with your own men. You got to help out any way you can because these are snipers. That's what's going on here. It's not about Golden State. They're not a bad team. They're a good team, a good young team. But what they have at the guard spot is elite. And because those dudes are elite, everybody's able to feed off of them and make them look better than what they actually are at this moment in time. They actually have a lot of room to grow. They'll actually be considerably better next year.
So you're still saying Spurs are a lot better than Golden State. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm still saying they're a better team. They're a more experienced team. It's just that you can't tell because Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are balling. Those two guys
don't forget
are
Jared
balling.
Jack And don't forget Draymond Green, and don't forget Festus Ezeli, and don't forget Bogut. I mean, my goodness.
First of all, I didn't say they couldn't play. What I said is they're good guys, they're good players, but they're not Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Okay,
that's what I said.
To wrap this up, to answer Carrie's question about what I did in the kitchen with the hot water last night, I tried it in the second quarter. I had hot water on full blast, watching from the kitchen. And when Klay Thompson made his 7-3, I turned off the hot water and tried something else. And nothing would work.
Nothing worked.
No. Golden State was beyond my mojo last night.
I'm sorry about that, but you can still try it for the rest of the series. Well, speaking of
proving probably that my mojo doesn't work.
That's
anyway.
not true. Your mojo works. Stephen A.